Today's Super Eagles are not committed enough. Today's Super Eagles are not serious enough. Today's Super Eagles are just content creators and unserious players. Now, these are some of the statements, the claims that people have made about the players in the Super Eagles camp, especially when you consider the recent poor results that we've gotten against teams that we should be beating. Former Super Eagles midfielder Ogenyi Onazi was at the novelty match that was held in honor of Shehu Diko, and he spoke with final whistle after the novelty match. And he made some comments about the Super Eagles that I found particularly interesting. And I would like to react to those comments today, and of course, share my thoughts on them with you guys as well. Okay, I'll play the clip now so that you can hear what Ogenyi Onazi had to say.
Pride is everything, you know. This is your national team. When you play your national team, it's a pride. It's just that some people take it as if you are forcing them to. But this is something we're supposed to be proud of. If we're supposed to do things the right way we're supposed to be, if you're inviting a national team, we're supposed to throw a party, big party that you're coming to the national team. But now it's the other way around. Some people even try to skip some matches and all that. If I want to go to the national team when I was coming to the national team and make sure that the week before that game, I don't want to have injury. I prepare, try as much as I can because the joy, the atmosphere for you representing your country to see what's happening. Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface, Lukman, you will be name them. They are doing so well in their club side. But just believe me, take it from me. National team is different from club side. It's a two different ball game entirely. Club side in the club when we're in the club, it looks you see your teammates more than even your wife, your children, because you stay with them more than 12 hours every day. So it's easy for you to be able to understand. Even you can understand your teammates more than your wife, if possible. So in the national team, you have only 3 days or 4 days. How do you want to do it? And you see new faces every day. How do you coordinate? So it's things that you need to really. That's why the national team is not all about who is doing so well in this club side. It's who will come and make the miracle in the national team.
Okay, so the one what Ogenyi Onazi had to say, and I think for me, I am going to pick out two key parts from that, and really speak about it. The first part is where he says, if we're supposed to do things the right way, when they invite you to the national team, you're supposed to throw a party. He said, but now some people are even trying to skip certain matches. In his time, 1 week before a game, he's doing everything to make sure that players are not injured. But of course, today we see that every transfer window, certain players are missing with one small injury or other. They can't play for Nigeria, but they're able to play their next game for their club. What do I think about this? I have to say, I kind of agree with what Ogenyi Onazi is saying here, and it's in line with certain things that I've said on my different programs on this channel in the past. I've said it that I think the NFF and the administrators, the coaches, all of them, I think they have watered down what it means to be a Super Eagles player. Growing up as a loving Nigerian fan, I looked at the Super Eagles as the best Nigerian players in the world. Period. I would not have imagined that there will be somebody that is playing for the Super Eagles that is not really that great. Or we have 20 people better than this guy, but he's the one that is getting selected. I would never have imagined that when I was growing up. But now that I'm older and I'm more aware of what's going on in our football, that is the case. I mean, I'm not saying that the entire squad is a bunch of players that don't deserve to be there, don't get me wrong. But there's always players that don't deserve to be there. We've seen in the past when certain players are getting called up. We had Daniel Bameli getting called up to the Super Eagles. We had, with all due respect to Benjamin Tanimu, getting called up to the Super Eagles without having done anything to merit it. That player can now go around calling themselves a Super Eagles player for the rest of their life. Like, imagine Daniel Bameli now can be a Super Eagles player and say he is. And he's not lying about it. Or when they called King Amoro back in the day, or when they just randomly called Samson Tijani. I feel like they have watered down what it means to be a Super Eagles player. Now, I'm not saying that those guys are not good players, but they did deserve to be in the group, the select group of best Nigerian football players on the planet. Not really, no. Especially at the time that they were called up. So for me, I agree with Onazi on this statement. Would I necessarily say that they are not committed or not serious? No. But the part of how there is no, that joy, that party feeling that you're supposed to get when you get selected to the national team. people don't feel it again because it's a thing that every Tom, Dick, and Harry believes that, oh, I should be there. So when they call them up, it's not like, oh, thank God, I need it. It's like, oh, yeah, I have players, with all due respect to them, in Indonesia, in Vietnam, sending me messages, talking to me, saying, AyoT, how far? What can I do to make Super Eagles? And with all due respect, I'm like, guy, now you're in Vietnam. Like, let's be realistic. You're not among the top 50 players we have in this position. But they are genuinely convinced. That guy is genuinely convinced that if he speaks to the right people, he'll make it to the Super Eagles. Yes, I agree with Onazi on this one. And then the second thing, or second quote from him I'm going to take is where he says, talking about players that perform well for their clubs and maybe not for the national team. He says, national team is different from club side. It's not all about who is doing so well in his club. It is who will come and make the miracle for the national team. And of course, before he made this quote, he referenced Victor Boniface. As well as Nigerian Lickman, to be fair, because of course, when you're talking about the one that has not delivered for the national team, despite doing it for his club, it is Victor Boniface in this case. Now you say, this national team is different from club side. National team is different from club side. It's something that people play around the lot of people see. The reality of it is that it is true. The national team is not a club. You don't have that much time to train. You don't have that much time to really get to learn the coach's tactics, to learn your teammates. You don't have to come into camp 1, 2, 3 days and play matches. Other than when it's a tournament and you might get maybe 2 weeks prior to really camp, you don't have that much time. So it's usually like a certain fixed set of players, and then they bring in players in and out here and there, depending on injury, form, things like that, suspensions, etc. But is it true that some players can just be good for their club, but absolutely crap for their national team? It all depends on style of play, it depends on systems, it depends on chemistry. However, in the case of Victor Boniface, I just have to tell people that I think y'all need to chill. I honestly think y'all need to chill. How's Victor Boniface lets it out back for Nigeria like he has for Bayer Leverkusen? No, he has not. Nobody can argue that. Nobody's debating that. But if Boniface is a good player, yes, he's a very good player. Yes, he's our second best striker, guys. He has played a total of 8 matches for Nigeria. He's yet to score a goal. He has 1 assist. Now, is it disappointing that he hasn't scored? Of course it is. When you have a claim for him to be striker like that, you want him to come and hit the ground very instantly. However, if that is all it takes for us to really give up on a super talented player like that, then I don't know what to say to Nigerian fans anymore. If that's what it really takes for us to say that big player that we have that has this much talent, playing at such a high level, that because he has not scored, it's not like he has been poor in every match for Nigeria. No, he has just not scored. He's hit the crossbar. He's had a few hard chances. He's had good games, but he has not scored. And because of that, people are saying, oh, don't call him up again. Don't call him up again. He is not a national team player. He cannot do well for the national team when he does not give result. And those things are just like, bro, y'all need to chill. You're making these statements relatively unfounded. You're making these statements just based on emotion. And the reality of it is that life, man, everybody's race is different. Some players come into it, they see the ground running instantly, and then they keep firing from there. Some players come, it takes a little bit of time, and then they start firing. Some players come, they have a fantastic first few matches, and then they do nothing. So things go differently for every player. 8 games is not enough for you to just bring somebody out completely. Especially when it's not like the player has been boosting chances in those 8 games, or those would have been terrible in those 8 games. They've actually not had that many chances. They've created some for themselves. They've hit the first, had a few decent chances, and they've had decent performances overall. But somehow, because he has not scored, no, he must be terrible. He just cannot be there. Why not call somebody else instead of him? Then they start referencing players like AyoT. I like AyoT, decent player, plays in Belgium. But let's be realistic. When Victor Boniface was lighting it up and making waves in Belgium, AyoT was still trying to come up in Latvia and in the second division in France where he was struggling. Let's be realistic. Boniface is Belgium at this point. Belgium was a stepping stone for him. He's past there. AyoT is now, they're hoping to be able to go past there maybe by this summer or next summer. So because somehow he is doing slightly better this season, all of a sudden people are now saying that he's better than Boniface. Again, don't get me wrong, his form is good. So you might call him up. Yes, no problem with that. But to say, oh, ahead of Boniface, oh, he's Boniface's replacement. No. That is where you are wrong. I'll look at three different Nigerian legends. JJ Okocha. JJ Okocha took 15 matches to score a goal or get an assist for Nigeria. So his first 14 games, no goal contribution. If that was today, they would all finish that player. You see how Nigerians insulting Obi because of just an assist. Imagine if that was JJ. So if they are giving up on JJ after 8 games, we wouldn't have a legend like that today. Philly George, another legend. In his first 15 games, he was able to score 1 goal. In his 15th match, he finally scored his first goal. So they would have given up on Philly George and said, how can this guy play 14 games without a goal? So people say, oh, it was worth a striker. Players like I mentioned, bring an assist to John James today, and these strikers, or players like crazy, and these strikers, and wingers, and midfield, attacking midfield players, don't really use doing an assist to judge them. So they have absolutely judged Okuta and Finidi. And let me now mention a striker, a legendary striker. In fact, maybe the best ever for Nigeria. In his first 10 matches for Nigeria, he only scored 1 goal. We was giving up on Rashidi Yekti and said he's not the national team player. He's not good enough because he was only able to manage 1 goal in his first 10 games. Again, these things go differently for everybody. These 3 players end up being absolute legends. They are among the top 10 Nigerian footballers ever. And they all had slow starts. Now let's talk about somebody that had a fast start. Without due respect to him, Joseph Aribo. Aribo started his debut and then scored the next game against Brazil and Ukraine. 2 big teams. And then what happened after that? Aribo's Super Eagles career is taking a nosedive. Now they find that you can start extremely well and things can down. So you have to enter the Boniface and then not play again. So I'm just saying, guys, I understand the passion we have. I understand the desire we have to win. I understand how we are upset with the recent poor results, but we all need to chill on this, man. Boniface is uber talented. Yes, if he plays, let's say, 15 matches, and he has still not scored, it will raise serious plans. Yes, of course. But again, let's try to look beyond goals and assists. Let's look at how players are performing. Let's look at how they're involving their teammates, how they're helping the entire team towards the bit of winning. And then we can judge them. It is not all about goals and assists. In his 8 games, Boniface has had 4 games in the period that are objectively good. 2 games that were bad, and then 2 games that were okay. So for me, he's been decent so far. Can he do much better? Yes. But does it mean that he's not a national team player? I say not yet. You cannot conclude yet. He needs to play more games. That is the reality. That is the reality. But yeah, I know people are going to want to debate me on this. A lot of people are going to want to argue with me on this. And people are going to agree with me as well. I would love to hear from every single one of you. So please engage with me. Leave your opinion in the comments. Let me know whether you agree, whether you disagree, what you agree with, what you disagree with. And then, yeah, we can keep the conversation going like that. But we can only face on our neck. You need to step it up, man. Come March, hopefully you're fit. Hopefully you're firing for your club again. You get called up again for work qualifiers and you're able to show yourself. Because until you do that for the national team, these remarks, these laws that we're hearing, you know Nigerians now. They will keep coming. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And for you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like it, make sure you share, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel to enjoy more videos on everything Nigerian football. Analysis, reactions, interviews with your favorite players, and so much more. Until next time, my name is AyoT. Thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye.